All right, self-made Kris Crone back here again.
Grant Thompson, the king around him.
And today we're going to be talking about how you actually pick the title for your video.
Let's jump right in. So the title to your video really is like the, the ad in your classified ad. It's really what's going to sell your video. That, along with the thumbnail, are the two most important things that you could spend time on. So how do you develop a title that people are going to want to click? How do you make something that's engaging? What are the elements that go into that?
So I want to share with you first what I think one of the biggest mistakes is. I think a lot of us will just say, wow, I shot the video, I produced it, so I'm going to give this baby a name, right? Because that's what we do when we have babies. We give them names. But the reality is, if you name your child, what if you're naming it something that other people aren't going to recognize? What if you're going to misname it? What if you're going to name it something that no one can really come to search or be able to find? The reality is, you got to realize that what you want to name this this video is not nearly as important as what other people are searching for that will help them find your video. And this is where we talk about keyword research.
That's right. It all has to do with the internet. It's a machine. It's a machine of data-driven content. And the only way that this machine can figure out what people want is by what they're searching for and what they've searched for in the past. So as you create a title, what if you could tap into some of these keywords that people are searching for and structure your title so that it includes those words, which makes it a little more relevant in their searches?
So instead of just talking about how you actually go about naming a particular video, let's back up one step further. So I have, or Grant has, or you have very specific skill sets or gifts or things that you have the ability to talk about. And before I actually even produce a video, I'm going to have my research team go out and actually say, hey Kris, on the topic you're really comfortable and super knowledgeable about, we've actually gone out and we've actually started doing some search volume for what people are really looking for.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. Like if I like speaking on the game of real estate, well, it just so turns out that if you actually type in how to make money in real estate, that's something that has regularly really high search volume. So a good title for a video that I could produce on how to make money in real estate would be that very specific language of how to make money in real estate. Or another thing that's searched for is how to get started in real estate. Or another one is Vancouver, BC a good market to invest in? These are things that people are searching for online, and if I can actually produce valuable content in relation to what people are searching for, then I'm actually going to have a good title built into a good video, and that's what we call a match made in heaven.
That's right. At the time of this video, maybe should I invest in Bitcoin would be a good video to make.
Right now, exactly. That's like, you just look at what's hot out there, and I know, Grant, you teach this with as far as how do you even get your YouTube channel out to the world. It's what are people searching for? What are the trends? What are people interested in? So, you know, it's super easy for us to get stuck in our own world of thinking we know best, we know what people want, but the reality is you got to really sync that up to what the world is telling us that they want, and you can't just take a guess because you saw a headline. What you really need is a title, and it's got to have search volume associated with it.
So I'm guessing a lot of you don't have a research team that you can tap into, so I'm going to give you a couple of very simple and easy things that you can work with to generate similar results. The first one, since you're on YouTube, is to go to the YouTube search bar itself. If you go to the YouTube search bar and just start typing in a couple of words, there's an autofill feature where it'll actually fill in a lot of the most popular things that people are looking for in that category. If you just go in and you type in how to, and just see what pops up, or even how and see what pops up, because those will give you some ideas on what people are searching for. You can either generate new video content based on what you find, or you can take what you've already filmed and start typing that in and seeing what auto generates. And that might give you some ideas of what to use for your title, or different keywords that you can use to rearrange to use it in your title as well.
One of the other things that I like to do is I like to see what other similar channels are actually doing videos about. I like to see what their titles are. I like to see what's trending. I like to see what's popular. So I can look on YouTube specific. You can look in the YouTube search bar, and I'm even going to do a shout out to the man on the other side of the camera here. Nate, what are some of the other tools that our research team uses to be able to actually search for volume on what are the most popular topics on any given topic?
We use the keyword planner.
Keyword planner.
We use Moz.
Moz.
We use a tool called the keyword researcher.
Keyword researcher. Okay, so you can Google those things, and those are tools. And listen, I got a team that does this for me, but Grant and we also have a team that will do this for you or show you how to do that. If you click on the website, we'll show you more of what that looks like. And ultimately, at the end of the day, if you want to know what to name something, make sure that you're naming it something that people are searching for. Make sure you name it something that people are after, with a warning. No bait and switch. Like, you can't just take like a popular phrase that's really hot in the media today and then go ahead and produce a really different video and create a really loose connection, because I don't think that that's going to be super favorable.
It's also against YouTube's terms of service, and that can get your channel terminated.
Yeah,
So stay away from the bait and switch.
Don't do that.
All right, TubeBuddy and vidIQ. There are a couple of services that I've used. There is a monthly subscription fee, and I think it's worth it, especially if you're creating a lot of content. With both of these platforms, you basically go into your YouTube video editor, you put in as many keywords as you can think of that relate to your video, and then you can actually have TubeBuddy suggest new keywords based on what's popular, what's trending, and what's going on in the world. And vidIQ is very similar. They have a feature where you can click to boost your video, and it will come up with all this SEO-related content that you literally just click, and it adds it all into your videos just right there. So if you don't have the tools or the time to sit down and just like reverse engineer the whole internet algorithm, you can use TubeBuddy and vidIQ as options to help plug in a lot of that similar SEO and make sure your video is being pushed to the right audience that wants to see it.
You know, finally, I think the biggest benefit is we're not just trying to get a great name for your video. At the end of the day, what we're trying to do is help people find you. And that's what's really more important about the naming itself, is that I want a name that is true to what the video is, but ultimately on my YouTube channel, 99% of the people that are there, it's been built entirely organically. Which means just people out there just doing their Google search, keyword search, they're finding me, and that's how people come and find me, watch my videos, and subscribe to the channel. And if you do it that way, the good news is that it's actually going to keep growing with time. It's something that's going to build momentum. So even a video that you did a year ago is likely more popular today than it was 6 months ago, 9 months ago, and certainly a year ago. And that's one of the best benefits, is if you use the right naming, then you get the appropriate name, but you also have a way for people to search you and find you and learn more about what you have to offer.
You also want to have a title that engages the viewer, that almost leaves them as a cliffhanger. For example, somebody once left a comment on one of my videos. They said, what would happen if you put antifreeze in liquid nitrogen? Would antifreeze freeze? I thought that's brilliant, that's awesome. So that actually became the title of that video. We tried the experiment, and the title of the video was, does antifreeze freeze? It's just so counterintuitive.
It's massive curiosity.
Let's click on that video and find out what happens to antifreeze. So asking questions, I think, is a great way. If you title your videos as questions, it leaves a natural cliffhanger, making people want to move on. I know another channel that's done this with a lot of his stuff. He cuts stuff open, and so, you know, what's inside a coconut? What's inside this? What's inside that? And the name of the channel is What's Inside. It's very appropriate. But every single one of his videos is a natural question where it just makes you wonder, yeah, what is inside a refrigerator? What is inside this and that? So think along those lines as well. How do you create a title that, when read, leaves an automatic cliffhanger point for the viewer that they have to satisfy? There is one more thing that I want to mention. This is very important. Since most people are watching videos on their mobile phone, the length of your title is very important as well. If you make this really long, wordy title,
it's going to get cut off.
It's going to get cut off, yeah. You want something that people can see at an instant. So 4 to 5 words is probably what you should be targeting. And with those words, you want to be using some of those high-power, SEO-driven words and string it into some way that makes sense for the viewer. So if you can take all those ideas and incorporate them into one video title, you're probably on your way to success.
I got to tell you guys, this is really good information today. I'm so excited about this because we talked about the length, we talked about the tools to get it search engine optimized and rich. We've talked about where you can go to actually make sure you've got relevant titles, talk about how to link it all up. Friends, this is super valuable as far as what you actually name your video so that you can get off to the races and crush it.
All right, so go crush it. All right, guys, you got this. There are no set answers either. It's all experimentation. So I want you to go out there, experiment with your titles, see what works, see what doesn't, play around with it, and have fun. But remember, it does come down to a science. These are computers talking to other people's computers, trying to give them what they want.
Friends, when it comes to YouTube, this is the How You Do It Yourself channel. But remember, we've got a website and a link where we've got more done-for-you options and where we've got other sequences and checklists and all sorts of different tools to really help you rock out your YouTube experience. So hike on over, check it out, join us over there.
We've got a link down in the description. We'll see you there.